coming back to you. You know just what I've done, the things done to me. I'm the blue gangsta.
It's Trap House, and today we'll be talking about the late, the great Micheal Jackson and his allegiance with the Los Angeles Crips, if there is any.
Micheal Jackson was a Crip, like he really was a Crip. Like if you look at the video, he got Crip and shit written on the walls and everything. Do you imagine Micheal Jackson pulling up to the hood nigga on some Crip shit? What's up, cuz?
It ain't even that. He like,
You know his name wouldn't be Micheal Jackson though. They'd give him a cool ass nickname. He'd be like, yeah, that's OG Moonwalk.
Micheal Jackson was born in the hood of Gary, Indiana, which is known for a lot more than just dancing.
Breaking news update out of Gary, Indiana. A deadly mass shooting there leaves 3 people dead, 7 more shot during what police say was a 4th of July block party.
Over 178,000 people called Gary home. Then things got bad. The steel mills closed, jobs went overseas, and Gary began to deteriorate.
Now, later on in life, Micheal would open up about his childhood and what it was like in Gary, Indiana. And from his point of view, he thought he lived kind of poor like the rest of the people in the neighborhood, and he had a little bit of trauma with his father growing up. But through it all, Micheal persevered, and here's what he had to say.
In Gary, Indiana, my father worked in the steel mill, and we lived on a street called Jackson Street. Coincidentally, that was the name of the street. And imagine 9 kids living in a 2-bedroom house. We had to wait in line to take baths, and that's a snowball fight, I think. Wrestling in the snow, that's me on the far right. I don't want nothing to do with it. They were pretty rough. Yeah, that's me, I'm freezing. I think that's Tito on the ground. Just the living room. We would move out all the furniture, and I remember, and we would dance and perform, and we loved it. You could see the smile on my face that I loved it. And my father was standing right in front of us, watching us, making sure we did everything just right.
Now, even though he was having a lot of fun, Micheal had a lot of pressure at home. Not only him, but his brothers too.
You know, and he practiced us with a belt in his hand. And if you miss a step, expect to be...
Just let me go back. You just said that you would practice the dance steps and your father would be holding a belt in his hand. Is that what you just said?
Yes. And he would tear you up if you missed. And so we, not only were we practicing, we were nervous rehearsing, because he sat in a chair and he had this belt in his hand. And if you didn't do it the right way, he would tear you up, really get you.
As we all know, Micheal Jackson would go on to be a huge celebrity, and maybe even the biggest ever.
I'd like to thank my mother and father, Catherine and Joseph Jackson.
Now, whether it was all the pressure of the limelight or the pressure at home, Micheal found an outlet and a fascination in the streets of Los Angeles.
1987, many people believe that Micheal Jackson pulled up to Minneapolis to film his music video, The Way You Make Me Feel, bringing members of the '89 East Coast Crips to protect him. But this was a lie. It's said that the primary production location is in Los Angeles, California, not Minneapolis. And Micheal didn't bring the Crips for protection from Prince. Jackson invited the Crips and members of the Bloods, hoping that by using them in his video, it would give them a chance for new opportunities in their lives. The video was also filmed at Skid Row in Los Angeles. For this video shoot, Micheal tapped in with the 7'6" and '89 East.
He was in that Micheal Jackson video. Is that true?
oh yeah. And how that came about, the other police and me, we talked, and he said, man, Micheal Jackson want to do a video, and he want real game men.
I see Micheal Jackson. He was on a video shoot with some Crips, and one of the guys' name was Boxer. Boxer was a guy on the video with Micheal Jackson throwing the Crip sign, and Boxer, I think he's from 8'9". And then another time, we had an opportunity to be in one of Michael Jackson videos. I think it was Beat It. And I think Rat was in the video, Cat C's, a few of the brothers, but I remember we met up on Florence and Hooper, and a lot of brothers went with Butter.
Now, after his passing, this would start to get into the limelight, and a lot of people would be interested in Michael's ties to the Crip. At first, it seemed like it wasn't much, but people would come out and have a lot more to say later.
There's a picture right here, Michael Jackson throwing up the Crip sign with actual Crips in 1987. And there's a picture of him with him throwing up big C's.
What color you got on?
Blue.
Hard to mistake that.
Now, with all this new attention onto this subject, OG would go onto a podcast called Back on Fig, and he'd have a lot to say about this subject. And he has some pretty crazy stories, if you ask me.
Okay.
Chicago.
Yeah.
He was a
So he's a vice lord, okay.
He was vice lord.
And then he came down here.
And then Michael Concepcion, Mike Concepcion put him on. Remember?
Yeah.
He got in the front seat with Mike.
So then he was from 6-0.
No, he was never from 6-0. He was West Coast Crip. Concepcion.
I don't know what that is.
First Crips.
He was. He had Rome.
He had Rome. And then he had. Listen, go ahead. I'm going. Yeah, but let me just say this. Mike took that fade. He got put on.
So Mike got out there.
Michael Jackson.
Boom, bow, boom, bow.
So if you ever seen Training Day, when we said, "Get me in the front seat," he said, well, Mike Concepcion ain't got no legs at this time.
Yeah.
He's in a wheelchair, but he'll shock you out. And you have to get in the front seat with him in the car. Y'all level. Michael Jackson got in the front seat.
Now, at first, even the host of the podcast thought this was cap, because the story was just too outrageous and crazy, but it would only get crazier from here.
Huh? You don't want to speak on that. Let's open the doors now. Let's talk. We're going to talk. Can we talk some real? Mike had beef with Pac from the Janet Jackson, that movie they did with Cuba.
Poetic Justice.
Poetic Justice. Already had beef. Nigga, Mike about 6'2". Mike's voice is really deep. He sound like Charlie Murphy. You hear me? Let's go back to Gary Coleman. We on Gary Coleman's yacht. But Mike got Bubbles. Bubbles a little bitty guy. Mike got him.
The monkey.
The monkey. But I thought he was a monkey.
Now, the more this guy talked, the more credible he seemed to be, and it looked like he might have some ties to the family. He would then go on to talk about a fight between Tupac and Michael Jackson over Quincy Jones' daughter, and this is what he said.
Listen, we at Homey Hills, that's on the top. Only people over here is Michael Jordan. You got Martin Lawrence right here. Ice-T still got that old-ass house. It's in the hills. So next thing you know, Mo Preem, Big Sight, rest in peace, Pac, and it was somebody else who I know that fuck with Pac, Lalani, who fuck with Pac, family. Yeah. Everybody else did. Everybody did before Pac got killed. He was fucking with Kadada. Pac didn't come in. He's, Pac, he's a Gemini. You gonna get the good, nice Pac, or you can get the evil Pac. The evil Pac, you gotta beat his ass. The evil Pac, you wanna fight.
Okay. So Pac didn't come in.
He come in and say, yeah, my nigga, rest in peace. Have you seen him? I'm about to cry. Sight, nigga.
Yeah.
It's my homeboy. My homeboy.
Okay.
And come in, Mo Preem. That's Mo Preem. Probably in New York. He comes in, he see Kadada Jones. That's what he's fucking Kadada. He say, whatever his name, K-Baby, something, I need to holler at you. He don't acknowledge Mike. I'm like, wait a minute, cuz. And he grabbed Kadada's arm. Mike grabbed her arm. They got her like this. And Mike said, watch out, cuz. You still got to handle with my sister, homie. Pac swing, Mike duck it. Mike give him a left, boom. He give him a left. Pac, karate, kick. Yeah, Mike blocked the kick. Yeah, they go to the ground. Squad up. We come break it up. Mike got grass in his perm, and then Pac got like this. And nigga, who stopped that beef? Rest in peace. The homie, IVC.
Now, this was hilarious, and this had me crying for days. So let me know what y'all think. Y'all think it's possible Mike put the beat downs on Pac? Or is this all just cap? Either way, this is the story of the Blue Gangsta.
And look what you put me through. Now that I'm the blue gangster.